Network Entertainment.
What's one thing about the Pinoy guy that people always get wrong, or people always think it's true, but it's not really from your observation?
People would say that Pinoy guys aren't sensitive. No, they're pretty sensitive. They're just not showy.
Okay.
They're just not showy is because if you show emotions, people would call you weak. But, they do hurt. I mean, even with just mental health, I think that's also the hardest part, about a lot of guys not being able to talk about how they feel, what what they're going through is because maybe their friends would be like, you're just being weak, be strong. If I brought up something ever with like Toni or Sam, I'd feel safe with them is because they would understand, but they're just
Right.
scared to bring it out. I mean, even up till now, and they're fighting a battle that we have no idea, but they're just looking for a way to hey, can you help me?
Hi, this is Mirza Season. Welcome to You Can Do This, a podcast that'll help you achieve your dreams and goals one episode at a time. What are you waiting for? Let's go! Yeah, man! Actually, yes, para inclusive. Nakinig ako this morning.
Oh my
Damn.
And then meron pang sarap. Paano nangyari yung sarap?
I mean, I think we've always started the show with that.
With that,
Yeah, so it's been 20 years, 19 years to be exact, since we've been saying, yeah, man.
and for a whole month, you haven't said it.
October 2 was my last show.
Oh,
officially.
Okay. There still was.
All of us.
Okay.
My official last date was October 6th, which I did not get to finish, for those that don't know.
Right. Well,
We
they've
were
been
suspended, yeah.
They've been the voice of the Pinoy guy for almost 20 years. You heard them talk about men, women, love, lust, life, and everything in between. They made us laugh, cringe, roll our eyes, and sometimes even think. We've seen them evolve from boys to men who have grown up behind the mic, and now their old mics are off, and the boys are out, literally.
Yeah, we're
Out of a job.
Out
Yeah.
of a job.
Yeah, out of our profession. And look at you.
I know.
Wow.
You're doing your thing.
I told you to have your own podcast, and that was like 2020. Was that 2020?
Yes. Eternally grateful.
Actually, before the pandemic, I said you should have your own show.
Before the pandemic, you asked me out for coffee, and then you said,
Yeah, we were at
want to
Greenbelt.
put a female perspective on Boys Night Out because it's evolving, and we can't be our old selves anymore, and we need like a female perspective. And so you said you could choose your own guests, and we had like feminists and all these female experts, and then the pandemic happened.
That's right. Exactly.
And then we did Boys Night In every night from 9 to 12 midnight for 4 months.
I can't believe we did that.
That was weird. That was weird. That was an
weird.
odd time. That was an odd time.
Very odd time. But I remember putting my makeup on at 8:30
Yeah.
to get ready for the Zoom cast.
Yeah.
From your black room.
That's right. I had everything set up. I had my laptop.
And sometimes you were naked, or so you threatened us.
Oh yeah. Because all you could see was my head, right?
Yes. But I have to express my gratitude. That was my training. That's what trained me to become a live streamer, a host, and now a podcaster. So I'll be eternally grateful. So thank you guys.
No, that was cool. Is because I mean, after we stopped doing the whole Zoom thing, I was happy that you continued on. And you were doing your thing. I was like, hey, look at that.
I just bravely, because of Raymond Isaac also,
Yes.
who is a regular,
That's
rest
right.
in peace, he pushed me also.
Yeah.
Because he put up his own quarantine chikahan. Remember that show?
Exactly.
And he did it daily.
every day.
Every day.
And I think it was good. Sometimes some people just need a push for them to start, and then that gets them the ball rolling. And I always believe that with Boys Night Out, it's just a stepping stone to greater things. Everyone that's been a part, whether long time or short time, we want to bring the best out of every person that's come on the show.
And you did. And like they said that Boys Night Out is a stepping stone for so many. Doc Rica, Doc Gia, who else? We were just talking about it.
Sanaya,
Sanaya, who's also a podcaster here.
Alex Galeja, Jojo, Naughty Riri. Who else is there? Ramon Bautista. Even though
Right.
he was already a big star, he was a compliment to the show. So there's so many additions over the years. I can't even remember how many people. Jitonji,
Oh, right.
right?
So
She was part of the show.
yeah.
We've always wanted to have a mix of different characters. That's the important thing.
Right. So it's been a month, like you said. Must be really different. I mean, you spent almost 2 decades doing that. And 2 decades ago, I'm sure your lives were very different.
So different. I knew you before I even did Boys Night Out.
I know.
I was
I first saw your butt before your face.
Oh yeah.
that's right.
Because Toni was a butt model for Cosmo.
I was living across Summit Media Publishing, so I was the I guess the default guy.
The emergency model.
Just in case, yes.
We need a butt.
Yeah, who's cheap and who's
Who's
available.
nearby.
So yeah, that's right. We did a butt shoot.
And I think that was even before B&O.
There was no
Wasn't
B&O.
it? There was no B&O.
Yeah, 2006 was Boys Night Out.
Right.
That shoot was between 2001 to 2005.
Right.
And that was my neighbor
was Tara.
Was Tara Sarin.
Right.
Yeah. So that was definitely 2002 to 2005, and it was I'll never forget that shoot because it was what's your favorite part of a man's body,
Yeah.
and it was my ass, my hand, my
It was, I thought just the butt. Lahat pala.
I think
Okay.
shoulder, hand, and
Right.
butt.
Okay.
So they
And then the other parts were someone else's.
Ah.
I didn't pass for the
the frontal.
the frontal
Wala namang frontal.
or nipple. I is it meron ba? I think there was, but it wasn't mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Disclaimer. So in those 2 decades, you talked about guys, you talked to guys, and sometimes you talked in behalf of guys. How would you describe the Pinoy guy then and now?
Ooh.
It's
Gosh.
so hard to talk about one
Of course.
one Pinoy guy,
but
because
maybe
there's-
in general.
And
There's
also
so many.
in different generations. I mean,
Right.
like in 20 years,
It's like
things have changed. I mean,
Gen X millennials and Gen Z.
yeah, it is because like before, I guess the reason why Boys Night Out really popped off is because we were speaking things, we were talking about things that other guys would want to talk about in public.
Right. Really
That-
resonated.
Yeah, that really just, they would only talk to maybe a chosen few, their Burkada or something. But then for us, it's something we talked about out loud and with other people where, okay, it becomes like, okay, this is something that we were talking about. And back then it's like all the stuff that we would be talking about, it would be considered taboo.
Right.
But then now it's just considered normal.
Right.
I mean, when you talk about sexual health and your sexuality, stuff like that. Now it's just people are just more open, but I think it's evolved. I mean, the Filipino male has evolved.
In what way would you say?
I think it's changing of times because back then we were it was toxic masculinity at its finest.
Right. You were very cancelable
Oh yeah.
back then.
Oh, for sure.
What
Like-
were some cancelable?
Yeah, but so were the bands. So were the stand-up comedians.
Right. Right.
So were the TV shows. They wouldn't last now. Now like Friends is being, canceled by the Gen Zs or Gen Alphas. A lot of the TV shows are was it? I think Doogie Howser,
Entourage.
a lot of those shows. How come there's not enough Asian representation? How come?
There's no African American.
Yeah.
right.
So-
Right.
I mean, we were at the right time. I think it's all about timing, and I think what gave us the credibility for our generation was we talked the talk,
Right.
we walked the talk.
Right.
We were screwing, we were banging, we were talking about drugs, sex, rock and roll. We were going out, we were partying.
Drinking.
You were the embodiment of what you were talking
Yeah.
about, right?
If you saw us, you knew, okay, these guys were doing boys' night out things. Spakul every night. I was a serial dater until,
Right.
for how many years just doing my thing. Even before there was
And I
Tinder.
heard that things changed when Rick got married. It was like the first turning point.
Yeah, it was the turning point, I guess, because it comes to a certain point where, for a boys' night out, still doing their thing, is that sometimes they're even with the older listeners that they expect something new from us,
Right.
and then when that happened, it just changed. Okay, there's one guy coming from the point of view of a married guy.
Right.
How is he going to hang out with the two single guys?
Right.
And what's his thought process on certain topics? And I guess it was nice is because it gave us that push and made us realize, hey, there's a different demographic for us. Not just the party boys, not just the guys that, just want to get laid or something. They're the guys that, okay, these guys are the quiet guys, but inside they're really boys' night out.
Right. So you gained new audiences and maybe helped change the old audience also with your evolution. Would you say you also helped them evolve?
To a certain extent. But we noticed that when Slick got married, the rules changed for him. Things that were okay before
Right.
were not okay.
Like what?
Oh, like saying stuff, joking around.
Joking around.
Right.
It was quiet. Even Sam and I had a meeting. We're like, yo, Slick is, yeah. So you have to understand that, okay, there are certain things that you want to cross.
How about when Sam got married?
That's why he
Yeah.
left. I think after,
Oh!
I think that was the transition that, that he did not want.
He didn't want trouble.
Yeah, he didn't. I think he saw that transition himself. That's why he went Lecheng Pag-ibig.
Right.
Because it was much safer, more of a really
Easier,
from
yeah.
fifth gear
Right.
to third, second gear, and totally change his image
Right.
from wild, crazy to now a more mature, more
Advice giving guy.
yeah. And even though no one saw that coming, it I haven't watched all of his episodes, but it's a different Sam YG. Everyone tells me
Right.
it's not the same Sam from Boys Night Out.
Right. And how have you evolved being still single, still going out? How have you changed? You said in your interview that you're now more mindful and more mature.
Yeah, I
What
think
does
it.
that mean?
I think it does. I think it does come to a certain point if your focus is self growth. I think I could still be that f boy. Oh yeah, we can swear, right? Because it's a podcast. Right?
Yeah.
I still think I could have been that. I could still be that guy that just fucks around, goes out, gets drunk. But I think I'm also a person that likes growth more than anything. I think growth mindset for me is why I'm always evolving. Why I love what I do, because I don't know what's going to happen the next day with my profession. And I think that's what's keeping me on top of my game.
Right.
You do it because you love what you do. So going out, even though I'm tired, I'll still go. I'll still go to
Right.
12 Monkeys. Even though I'm tired, I'll go to Yes Please. I'll see what's going on. I'll check out the music. I'll check the new DJ. I'll check a new festival out or a new underground bar, club. It comes for me, boys' night out. I want to be that guy that owns the night. That's the guy you talk to, you text, you call. And so to know the night, you got to be part of the night. You not necessarily have to participate in the craziness, but you can be present in it.
Right.
So that, and I think that's when I saw, myself maturing because I wasn't
Partying.
doing the crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
I took a more observant kind of role and became just the party observer instead of the partier, which
Right.
made me less fun, yes, to a certain extent. But I'm talking about longevity wise. How can I sustain doing what I do at an optimum level without hurting myself and
Right.
performing at my best?
And for you, Rick, is it because that you married Doc that things change, or did you have yourself within yourself your own desire to change and
I think
evolve?
there's that desire to change is because knowing how we were before, and if we did continue on that path, you kind of knew that you would
Like, how
eventually
crazy was it?
you would pay for it health wise.
Oh, okay.
And obviously being married to a doctor now, you're more aware of things that you do. You try to get more exercise, get more sleep, stuff like that. You do your executive checkup stuff every year. And I think that was also important for myself, is because knowing that at a certain point, like Tony, he went to a certain health path.
All right. The
and, and
fasting.
then, like, for myself, I kind of saw that is because I knew that I wasn't living well. I was drinking, I was eating a lot, and it was, I would be tired. I would just like, no, I can't even pick up any weights. But then now you just know that, okay, you're doing it not only for yourself but also for your family, for your friends. And I think that was important for myself, is because you think outside the box. You don't think about yourself. You think about the people around you. So you get better for yourself, but then obviously it trickles down to the people that you love.
And do you think that the Pinoy male audience that was listening to you and growing up with you, how do you think these things impacted them? Did you observe, like, from the calls and the text messages?
I I'm not too worried about them. I was more. I think with me, they can they can hear what I'm doing and listen to what I'm doing. It's up to them if they want to
Right,
try it out.
right, right.
I'm never one to force feed, and I would never tell Slick or Sam, even when I was doing self care back in 2000. I've been doing self care since 2005, six. I mean, my spirituality has been always just kept to
There, yeah.
myself. I've never been very vocal about that, but I've been doing self care for way before people talked about self care.
Right.
Gut
And so
health and all of
I've
that
been, I've been
stuff.
doing it for a very long time.
Right, right.
I just was never, I never posted because it's not very aligned with Boys Night Out in 2006.
Right.
Right? What's he talking about? So for me, I think the best way is for them to just listen to the show and then pick and choose what they like
Right, right,
about the
right.
show. If they resonate with this, okay, try it out. Not
Right.
then, but at the end of the day, boys will be boys. So um, the Filipino male has evolved immensely. I mean, now we talk about consent, respect, catcalling. None of this would have been a point of topic or be an alert level because guys will be guys. Ganon lang eh. Pag lalaki, usapang lalaki, usapang lalaki. But because we brought it to the conversation where very light, very conversational wise, we kind of brought up certain red flags to now they know,
That it's not cool.
okay. And I think because we were red flag, or I was a red flag, and I still am a red flag.
Walking red flag.
I still am a red flag, but I know I'm aware,
Right.
and being aware is better than
Right.
being
Ignorant.
ignorant. Exactly.
Right.
Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? So for us, I'm not gonna be fake and pretend I don't know, but at the same time, pretend that I wasn't a certain
Right.
way. You know,
In
we all
fact,
grow.
it's so commendable that you brought strong, smart women like Doc Rica on the show, right, to talk about these things.
Because if you are evolving as not just a boys' night out, but just as an individual, I look at the show as my child, and every person that we've picked or I've found or I've met to try to bring on the show is to educate someone because that person I believe has the credentials, has the skill set for them to speak from their point of view to help
Right.
our listeners. I don't need to be the one always saying shit.
Right,
I don't
right.
always need to be the expert. I don't always need the one being the leader. That's what that's what the show's about. Is to bring that to the show and educate the rest.
Right.
You know, so it's like a growing family, or you'll at least learn something from that show.
Right.
With all the stupidity that we've done, I don't think we're credible. You know what I mean?
Right. So, Rick, from your observations in those like almost 20 years,
Breathe in and out. You deserve peace, and sometimes peace starts with a clean home. With CleanWorks, you don't just get a spotless space, you get mental clarity. Professional cleaners, systematic service, hygienic, safe, and stress-free. Let CleanWorks handle the mess so you can focus on what truly matters. Rest, family, or just your time. Clean space, calm mind. Book now at CleanWorks PH on Instagram or Facebook, or call 0966 200 6910 to schedule your cleaning. Because self-care starts at home.
what's one thing about the Pinoy guy that people always get wrong, or people always think it's true, but it's not really from your observation?
I think maybe like people would say that Pinoy guys aren't sensitive. No, they're pretty sensitive. They're just not showy.
Okay.
They're just not showy is because if you show emotions, people would call you weak.
Right.
But you know, they do hurt. I mean, even with just mental health, I think that's also the hardest part. You know, about a lot of guys not being able to talk about how they feel, what they're going through, is because maybe their friends would be like, you're just being weak. You know, be strong. Because I know, like, for example, if I brought up something ever with like Toni or Sam, I'd feel safe with them, is because they would understand. And I think that's maybe sometimes a lot of people would say, oh, Pinoy, they're not sensitive enough, but they are, but they're just
Right.
scared to bring it out. I mean,
Right.
even up till now, and they're fighting a battle that we have no idea, but they're just looking for a way to hey, can you help me?
Right, right. And I guess BNO was such a safe space for men to actually voice out what they felt. And
Yeah,
you-
we had a topic when it was still the hashtags ilabas sa BNO. So we would we would do
right.
this once in a while every Monday.
Right.
Like, just what's bugging you on this Monday?
Right.
Well, even Jojo,
The story of Jojo,
Jojo,
right?
right? For that fact,
That was
where-
a call. He called Ilabas sa
Yeah,
BNO.
it was the hashtag was you only live once. So
Right.
blank.
Right.
So he called. Who would have thought that a guy calling would want to kill himself,
Right.
and then be part of the show
Be part of the show.
for 8 years.
Oh my gosh. Is that how
20
long it
2012 to 2020
Right,
because of the
right, right.
pandemic.
was? Right.
But I mean, he was that, even if he was once a week, he was still vital.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
Right. How about the notion of the Pinoy being macho? How has that changed in the last 19 years?
Parang nawala eh.
Nawala. You
Nawala.
said before that Pinoy men are so suppressed and under pressure to act macho. So,
Yeah.
what happened?
I feel like showbiz kind of fucked things up to a certain extent. I felt like we lost the bad boy image. You know, which was also sort of toxic. Like you don't have to be
Yeah.
bad boy to be a man, but at the same time, you don't need to be the pretty boy to get the commercials or to get the advertising, and that's what everyone went for: the clean cut, good boy next
This
door.
look of disdain.
Because there has to be
A balance.
in society.
Inclusivity.
You
diba?
gotta have some bad, you gotta have some good. You got a boy next door, you got a bad boy next door. You gotta have all the elements because all of us grew up differently.
Right.
So if we choose this side because everyone's doing this, then everyone's gonna have the same haircut. So you know what I mean? You wanna be like everyone else. Why? And I think with diversity, there's room for that. And when there's diversity, you get to appreciate the different characters and the different traumas, the different upbringings, the different ways of liking a person. Not because they want to be like John Lloyd, they want to be like Enrique Hale, they want to be like Daniel Padilla, and then when these guys do a bad boy thing,
Can't believe
they
it.
cheated. Oh,
How'd they do
they're,
that?
They're
Why?
smoking. Oh, they got that. You know what I mean? It's like they're human.
Right.
Let us just be us instead of putting us in the package. But that's what showbiz does. It magnifies our life, and obviously because of advertisers, endorsement deals. You know, when was the last bad boy? All I can hear is, all I can remember is Robin Padilla is the bad boy in showbiz, and then maybe Joko Diaz, and then BJ Palanca, and that's it.
So now, hindi na bad boy. Ano na? Baka it's the sensitive boy na.
What do you call it? The performative male.
Performative
male.
male.
Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
Yes, pretending to have a matcha and reading a book.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the era of now. I see a lot on these social media apps. They're all the women are looking for emotional intelligence. A lot of them, that's on their profile. Long term, emotional intelligence, and has dealt with or is dealing with their trauma.
Wow.
And that's big because that shows that now men, before you fucking get into a relationship, deal with your shit before you
Yay, women, for being very specific.
yeah, before you bring your baggage onto me, whether it's from your ex or your exes or your family trauma. Deal with your shit,
Right.
do your introspection, go deep, heal, and then come date me.
Right.
Right? But it's still a vicious cycle. Some people don't. deal
And
with
you
it.
think the Pinoy guys are like, rising up to the occasion.
There are some, but the others they're trying to still catch up because they
Right.
they don't understand. They're like, oh,
Right.
well, what is this?
I go to a lot of these seminars, right?
Oh, right.
I go to a lot.
And movies like Adolescence showing the effects of
Yeah.
toxic masculinity.
Yeah, I go to a lot of these seminars. Simula Wellness. There's all these Simula. Then there's one by Malu Araneta.
Right.
And then there's so many groups. Kulang lalaki.
Right.
Every time I go, it's like, wow, okay. A lot of these guys
Puro
are
babae.
afraid, but there are a few that are coming out. Their
Right.
wives are but it's
Dragging
hard for
them.
a male
Right.
to emotionally express themselves in front
Right.
of another
others,
male.
yeah.
That's why BNO has to continue, so there will still be
Yeah, but we have to talk,
a
walk the
safe
talk.
space.
We have to walk. That's why I attend these.
Right,
But when
right,
I look
right.
at the numbers, like just for example, last year we did the sexual summit with Doc Rica.
Yes.
We had 4 males.
Oh, wow.
Only because the
really?
organizers, one of the organizers brought one. I think 3 of them had to come.
Oh my gosh.
This year,
They were guests.
This year,
this year,
40.
I there was quite a lot more males, which I was so happy.
Right.
And you, because men don't like hearing other men talk about sex in a very educated way. You know what I
And
mean?
when there are women around.
Yeah, it's like it's uncomfortable.
Right.
And so until we're open enough to sit down with another male and discuss these topics, then we'll be more informed, more aware, and that's when we'll see change happen. We'll see
Right.
transformation happen.
So that's why it has to continue. And speaking of which, is BNO gonna continue? How? When? And in the meantime, you have something on November 10.
Yes. Oh shoot.
Yeah, we got the November 10. We have the last night out. It's gonna happen at Xylo, so it's gonna be the whole cast. Sam's
It's a
gonna be
live
it's like a
live recording.
Live recording.
live
Right,
recording,
right.
live recording
With
an
an
audience.
audience.
with an audience, and
Full cast this time.
I think all the questions that people have in their head, we will answer, I guess. And it's just also really a celebration of Boys Night Out,
Right.
because we didn't go out the way we wanted to.
Right, right.
So we wanted to go out on our own terms, and this is the way to get back to the listeners. Is because honestly, Boys Night Out wouldn't be Boys Night Out without them. We were there, but then without every listener, there wouldn't be a show. So this is something that our way to give back to them, say thank you for the 19 years that they've hung out with us. And and it's nice is because you see so many people that have messaged like, I used to listen to you when I was studying for the boards or studying for the bar, and now they're either a doctor, lawyer, or doing their things some other place. So this is our way to give back. So the last night out happening at Xylo, November 10, starting at I guess 7 p.m.
How many hours will that be? Like
I
all
don't
night
know.
long?
I think 3 hours. I don't know. We can go on forever with all five of us there. Come join us.
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna invite every single semi-guest co-host that wants to come to join us because you were very much part of the show.
And you helped us. I mean, honestly, you helped us open up, tough topics, and made us realize like, okay, that there's more to the world.
Right.
So that we're able to expand our knowledge.
But you guys, you were such a big part of how the Pinoy male evolved. Along with Cosmo, I hope. Remember when you
Yes.
guys were doing
Yeah,
experiments
yeah,
for Cosmo?
exactly.
Yeah,
Boys Night Out on Cosmo.
that was fun.
That was so important for us because that's our market.
Right.
I mean, these collaborations before collaborations were big.
The thing.
Before you're called collab, what are you proudest of in the almost 20 years in how you impacted specifically the Pinoy guy and his growth?
Proud. Wow, that's a tough question.
I think maybe that just because you're single or not with anyone, that life isn't better than it should be.
That's a good one.
I don't say that for just men.
Right.
I say that
Right.
particularly because the pressure for women.
Yes.
And I hope
Thank you.
that women out there, most especially in the Philippines, I know there's a lot of pressure, but in the world, there's been a downturn of people getting married. Just the younger generation doesn't want to get married.
Or
But-
have kids.
Or have kids, exactly. So, but I know there is pressure from old school families
Right.
with titas and titos and sisters and brothers and moms and dads pressuring their
do
daughters to.
But it doesn't
sisters.
work on you.
Do the traditional thing.
No, it doesn't phase me. I think I've always known me, and I've always followed my gut feel. I guess my moral compass is very strong. It always has been. It's led me to where I'm at now. I've never needed a woman, a man. Maybe because I left family at a very early age, so I've always had to deal with my internal gut feel on everything. So I hope that every person realize that if you're not happy alone, there's something you need to work on. Until you work on that and you are happy with life being single and enjoying life, a plus one is an added bonus to your enjoyable life.
But it's not the end all and be all.
No.
Right.
Then that means nuns and priests would have a terrible life. You're talking about so many people that are single by profession,
Right.
right? Am I right?
Right.
So,
Correct.
but you'll see so many married couples, boyfriend, girlfriends, that are still not fully happily together,
Yes.
right? And that's something that they have to figure out on their own.
Right.
I'm not an expert on that, but I just know me.
Yeah.
The males have grown with us.
Yes, they
And we have called them out when you're like, no, you can't do that. I mean, we've had callers and we're like, no, you can't do that. And I think that's when it hits them like, oh, I know. Okay.
Right.
I got called out by Boys Night Out.
What
Or-
were some examples of what
I mean,
called
like,
out?
like we had people say that they catcalled someone.
Oh,
or, you
like
know.
proudly?
Yeah,
Oh
we're
my
like,
gosh.
no, you
I
can't.
see Jojo.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't do that. I mean, you can't do the maniac stare. You have to realize that if you're staring at someone and they're uncomfortable, then that's already a sign that you know,
Right.
even if you're not doing it on purpose, but you're just staring. It's like, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. That's wrong. It is because you need that person to call out someone. Is because if no one's going to call them out, then they're just going to keep doing it. And I think over the years is that we've been brave enough to call it out. We've had guests on the show, and it's like, no, that's no, we're not part of that. So I mean, yeah,
Also, I think
Yes.
we've been pretty big about our advocacy on safe sex.
Right.
Mm.
I think
Safe sex, consent.
until now, that commercial that I think Sam and I did for, I forgot what it was for. It's still there on YouTube.
Contraceptive? Or-
AIDS and HIV.
oh, HIV. Okay. Yes.
also getting tested.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
think
Yeah,
I
getting
think
tested.
I think that in itself, I think that video was like 2009. It's still there.
Yes.
We shot with a person living with AIDS in 2009, 2010. And our advocacy to safe sex, because we know people are gonna have sex, and yes, as Slick said, getting tested, how it's so important, and now it's like a normal thing. It has to be.
You help normalize.
We had to bring it out in the conversation so that it becomes normal. Because if you don't, and it's still kind of taboo, like Doc Rica, no one liked her at the start. Oh, ew.
Oh,
But-
really?
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
know that.
and people were rude to her, sending
Oh my
dick
gosh.
pics, unwanted advances, DMs. But, after a while, people got, okay, you know what? She's here to educate. She's a person of high value that talks and knows about sex on a scientific and on a more mature level.
Right.
Because when we talk about sex, it's like, yeah, let's fuck, come on, horn dogs.
Right.
But with her, it was definitely on a higher
Right.
platform.
And it made guys realize, like, I guess guys when they have sex, they just like they're just fucking. But then with Doc Rica, it's like, no, it's not about that. You have to remember, it takes two to tango. So you got to be able to satisfy the woman before.
Ay, salamat.
It's because, but a lot of guys like, oh,
Thank you talaga.
I do it for a good 30 seconds. Okay, she's satisfied. No, I mean we've always made fun of, like, say the 1 minute man, 2 pump chump, but then we were like, we'd always say, no, you have to make sure you have to give that full experience to, say, the other person, not just get your pop off and then you're done.
And speaking of, no guy wants to admit that they have premature ejaculation
Yeah.
and erectile dysfunction. And when Go Rocky decided to have me as the face of it, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And they're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah. I have no in insecurities about talking about
Yeah.
me not being able to get it hard and have premature ejaculation. I would love to be the face of that.
Right.
It's the total opposite. It's like a mind fuck. Like, I think it's important to get it assessed
Addressed.
and get it
Yes.
addressed by a professional, and it can
Right.
be cured, or
Right.
either there are ways.
There's a remedy.
Yeah, for it to, so that you are being able to sustain that hardness and be able to please your partner. I think it's so important to realize that you do it for your partner, not only for yourself, but because you want to please your partner.
Right.
So
Thank you for sharing that.
and girls have to also be able to speak up
Right.
on what they want.
And speaking of girls, in closing, since my audience is predominantly women,
Talaga?
what's the one thing you wish women would understand about men?
Oh wow. Well, I can speak,
Besides premature ejaculation.
I think for me, because we're both different.
Yes.
We're different types of the Filipino species, male species. I am that guy that needs my space, my time. I my mind's always going, and I just need time on my own. And I think that's probably why I've been living on my own for so long. But I need that time to process.
Right.
And I don't know what some guys do.
I'm sure so do many others.
Well, I know what I need to do to function at an optimum level, and I need to break away,
Right.
time off,
Vacation.
Yeah.
or at least take a few days or a few hours to just be in my own space.
So when men say I need my space, don't be offended because it's true.
yes, unless there's a reason why
Oh,
there's another reason why I need.
Unless he's out and about. That's something else.
I have a girlfriend. Her name is Space.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they need space because of someone else, and that's a totally
Okay.
different. I just need my own time, a lot of it. I think guys who are functioning so independently,
Right.
as myself, I just need that time. That's
Right.
how I know.
Right.
That's all I know for me. I don't know for Slick what he needs, or what he
For the
requests of his wife.
Right.
Uh,
For you.
I think a lot of women have to understand is that be it, I guess, from a husband perspective, is that sometimes the husband takes too much. I mean, the husband thinks too much.
Oh.
And they have to realize is that sometimes the husband wants to be able to speak out their feelings, or how they're doing is. So sometimes you have to be able to open them up, is because they won't. I mean, I'm lucky, like with Doc, since she's older, and then she's very, obviously women are more mature. We really opened up, and we have difficult conversations, and it's been nice because that, okay, I have a safe space where if I feel that I want to talk to Doc about something, that she's willing to listen. And I think for women out there, they really have to listen
Right. Listen.
and not judge.
Right.
Because I know even just traditionally, men will, like, I'll take care of the family, I'll do this, I'll do that, but there'll come a point where a lot of women are making more money, a lot of women are in higher positions, and it does get to the guy, but they have to realize that, okay, let's talk this out.
Right.
What's happening is but don't nag him, like what Tony was saying. Don't nag him. Just give him that opening for him to open up to
Right.
whatever he's been thinking about. Is we've known a lot of guys that have just just kind of just really exploded, and all of a sudden, like, oh, what happened there?
Nakulong sa loob.
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Sumabog na lang.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, guys are sensitive. So give them that time to open up and let them know that you're willing to listen.
Right.
No judgment, and we'll work this out. Is because we're together as husband and wife. So that's coming from me, coming from a married guy's point of view. So I think that's for the married
Very
ladies
enlightening
out there.
advice. Space, get them to open up, listen, talk it out. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your coming here. And once again, do you want to invite them to come on November 10?
Hey, don't forget November 10, the last night out happening at Xylo. So if you guys want tickets, all you got to do, check out at Boys Night Out PH. That's our Instagram, and all the details there. Click the link on our bio, and there you go.
And want to invite them to your socials to follow BNO and
Okay. Yeah.
await the return.
Boys Night Out TV on YouTube.
Yeah.
BNO TV. On
Our
YouTube.
past episodes are there.
Right.
And I think also on Spotify, maybe.
Right.
But BNO TV on YouTube. Boys Night Out PH on TikTok. We're trying to build our TikTok. We're not very active, but we'd like to be. So if you guys want to follow us there, we'll add videos there on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Boys Night Out PH. And then individually, DJ TONYTONI on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok.
@_Slick Rick. That is my Instagram. And then on TikTok, it's Slick Rick BNO. And yeah, just follow all of us. You'll see the bio on Boys Night Out PH. We have another one. Our backup is _Boys Night Out. Yeah.
Can't wait for Boys Night to be back on. Thank you guys.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Bye.
Yay.
Thank you for listening to You Can Do This. If you want to know more about me, visit Mirza.com. That's MYRZA.com. And follow me at Mirza Season on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you like this episode, please don't forget to rate it 5 stars. Hit the follow button on your podcast streaming platforms and hit the notification bell to get alerted every time we release a new episode. Catch you at our next convo, and always remember, you can do this.
Breathe in and out. You deserve peace, and sometimes peace starts with a clean home. With CleanWorks, you don't just get a spotless space, you get mental clarity. Professional cleaners, systematic service, hygienic, safe, and stress-free. Let CleanWorks handle the mess so you can focus on what truly matters. Rest, family, or just your time. Clean space, calm mind. Book now at CleanWorks PH on Instagram or Facebook, or call 0966 200 6910 to schedule your cleaning. Because self-care starts at home.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.